Okay, hello everyone, welcome back. Here we are in beautiful Spain, and today we're recording another video. This is a teacher tip, which is essentially just an additional activity to have in your toolbox or whenever you need some more ideas. So this activity is really extremely modifiable, as in you can change it a lot. And what we're dealing with today are phrasal verbs, but we're going to make it a bit more interesting than memorizations of lists, which we know is it's not very effective at sticking in our brain, right? It's not fun, it's not memorable. So what we'll do is we'll make a game with our phrasal verbs. This means what we'll do is we need several materials. We're going to need a blank dice cutout, which I'll show you. I actually don't have a printed version right now, but I do have this online version you can see. I've included also in the lesson plan a link to this very one. Very easy, it's free to print out. You can just have one for each of your students. And the great thing about dice is, because they have 6 sides, well, isn't that convenient? We can fill each one of those 6 sides with one of the 6 common question words which ask for more information than yes or no. Those are namely who, what, when, where, why, how. Okay, so just to give you a visual idea, hopefully this helps. Hopefully it's visible also. Let's see, oh dear. This, and this. Okay, so we have 6 sides. Who, what, when, where, why, and how. Okay, and the idea being, well, first let me take a step back and just explain the general purpose of this activity. What we want to do is create a board game. Okay, so what we will do as teachers is we're going to name a few of the phrasal verbs we want to teach, and we'll just write them on the board, but give an example sentence and a definition, and the students will take, okay, we have another small technical issue. This board piece printed out too small, but I've included the link. You can print it out the normal size. But the students will have something like this, a blank board game. And they're gonna fill in each space. This one's too big also, actually. It just needs, if it's too big, it's gonna be too many words at once. So you probably just wanna have about 20 spaces, more or less. Otherwise it's too much. It's overwhelming. You can't memorize it all. By the way, now I'll also mention there's an alternative. You can find pre-made ones like this online, right? Which have common phrasal verbs. You can see there. But at any rate, for today's lesson, we're going to be teaching about 20 common phrasal verbs, and we're going to write them on the board, the phrasal verb, and we're also going to say an example sentence and the definition. And the students are just going to go filling in the spaces on their blank canvas, the game board, with the phrasal verbs. Okay? So let's go ahead and write some down. How about call off? Okay, a common one. We can say, okay, students, call off. This is similar to cancel. Okay? An example would be, we had to call off the party at the last minute because my friend was sick, right? For example. Another could be, let's look at a good one. How about, let's see, how about catch up? Catch up. This one is interesting, right? Catch up. The example sentence would be, I need to catch up with my homework. And this is like, how can we say this? If I need to catch up with my homework, catch up in this sentence would be like, I need to go faster or make up for, I'm using more phrasal verbs. I am behind and I need to, and everyone else is in front, or the expectation for when I should finish something, it has already passed, and so I need to do even more work to reach where I need to be, right? That's catch up in too many words. Okay, so now we have two examples. The students should write in each square in their game board one phrasal verb. And then what we'll do, after we're done with our list of, say, 20, we'll say, students, let's go in groups of 4. And what we can do is, with our dice, we need to cut it out. So we'll need scissors, we'll also need tape, because we're going to fold it and then tape it together. And then, as I mentioned in the beginning, this is highly modifiable. There's many ways in which you can add steps. You don't even need the dice if you don't want it, but it helps include another category that we'd like to teach, which is working with these question words. Forming questions is often confusing in English, I found. So, especially for Spanish speakers. So, but what we'll do is, so we should now have our game board with our various phrasal verbs. First step will be break the class into groups of 4. They should have, they can either use little pieces of paper or they can create their own individualized game pieces. And then they'll take turns. And what they'll have to do is create a sentence by first rolling the dice. Rolling dice. And that's, by the way, probably 2 more words you'll have to describe. Rolling and dice. And then seeing where they land on the board, right? And second time, well, excuse me, I left out another crucial part. They should also include numbers, right, on their dice. 5, 6. So the first time they roll the dice, that will be indicating where they go. Roll dice for X. Spaces, right? Or moves. Then roll the dice again to determine which question word we want to add to the sentence. And the sentence needs, we as teachers want to go around to make sure they're accurately using the phrasal verbs and accurately creating sentences. And that's it, okay? It's just a fun way to include basic phrasal verbs into our vocabulary for our students, right? That's it for now. We hope it's a fun game. There's a million other ways we can modify it. We could say there's a 3rd dice roll you have to do, and that corresponds to modal verbs, right? We could, lower or raise the complexity of the phrasal verbs we're teaching. So it's very applicable to almost any class. And that's all. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.